The new 2014 Kia Sorento is virtually all new, but it doesn't look any different. So what's new with it? And will I be impressed? Let's find out. Well, for starters, it's longer and wider, but only by less than an inch. It really does look like the last version, but to me that's not really a bad thing. It's a great looking SUV. They definitely took the why fix it if it's not broken philosophy, and I agree. It looks good from every angle. Inside they took the same philosophy. They've upgraded some materials, but it basically still looks the same, even though it's pretty different. It's a very plush interior, starting with the all-power seats with lumbar support. They're covered in nice soft leather, very comfortable, and just look at the materials throughout. Very pleasing to the eye. Nice color combination, and nice materials too. Even the leather on the armrest is very soft. Open it up, and you get two-tiered storage. This tray is removable, pretty deep in itself, and very deep storage here. Nice. Moving forward, you have a tray for coins. Over here, you can control your voltage. In the middle, right here, that's the parking sensor, on and off. And then you have Active Eco, and that helps you get the most MPGs at any given time. And then moving up, you have two cup holders, and then the 6-speed automatic transmission, which you can also shift manually. Here you have a tray for more storage and two chargers, very nice, plus an auxiliary input and USB too. I like that. Here's the controls for your heated or ventilated seats. Nice. Up above that, you get dual zone climate control. Then here's the controls for actually the infotainment screen above. Go ahead and select this one, and you can bring up Uvo, and when you do that, all of these apps can be controlled via your voice. On the steering wheel, you have your cruise control. Here's where you press for voice control. Over here, you can control the radio. Here's your Bluetooth. And right here, well, you can control the menu right here. Go up to the gauges here and go ahead and choose up. You can have different screens here and also other ones up top with this button. To the left of the steering wheel, you have the option to turn your traction control off. I don't recommend that. This one is for your blind spot warning. And here's where you can lock the differential. Of course, here's where you can control your power windows and door locks. Up top is where you can open the panoramic roof. Look at that, it goes all the way back, giving you a great view of the sky, or the trees in this case. Now if that's not enough, you can also open it up to get some real fresh air. So overall, I say the Sorento's interior might not be so much different, but again, to me that's a good thing, because if it works well and it's not broken, why fix it? Out and back, you get a cup holder in the side, seating for up to 3 across, and check this out. You get, of course, a charger, but also a real outlet too. You also get your own vents back here too, which is a nice luxury touch. Here's another nice luxury touch. Automatic rear door. And looking inside here, you can see that there's a lot of room. There's another charger back here too. This is how you fold down the back seats, but as a bonus, it also helps them recline a bit too for comfort. So with the seats folded down, look at all that room. Truly cavernous. And when you're all done loading, just press that button, closes right on up. Power comes from a 3.3-liter dual overhead cam GDI V6, which produces 290 horsepower and 252 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission and will get you to 60 in 7.3 seconds versus 7.4 seconds for the old model. It also stops a bit quicker too. Fuel economy is rated at 18 miles per gallon in the city and 24 miles per gallon on the highway. You can expect to get 20 miles per gallon overall. So pricing for the 2014 Kia Sorento starts out at about $24,000. Now that's for a front-wheel drive version, all the way up to about $34,000, and that's for a V6 equipped all-wheel drive version. My test car is all-wheel drive, and it does have the touring package as well. It starts out at $31,700. Then with the touring package, that's $4,000 extra. But you get a lot of good stuff with that. You get things like navigation. You get a cool new panoramic sunroof. You also get heated and cooled seats. They call it ventilated. It feels very nice. It's surprisingly refreshing while you're driving if it's very hot. And it also comes with great things like satellite radio. And you also have a blind spot warning system, which is new for Kia, and that's a good thing to have too. Of course, you also get things like traction and stability control, and there's even hill start assist, which keeps you from rolling back, and of course you have things like tire pressure monitoring too. And this being a Kia, you do get that great 100,000 mile warranty for the powertrain, and the rest of it is 5 years, 60,000 miles, and that includes roadside assistance. So good stuff, and built-in great safety options too. So improvements for 2014 are actually vast. This is an 80% new car, so it might look the same on the outside, but there's a lot of things that are different. It's a little quicker, it stops better, and also the UVO voice control system has been improved, and now it syncs better with your phone. It'll even call 911 if you get into trouble, and it'll even diagnose any problems that your car is having, and then it'll even help you set up an appointment at the dealer. So that's pretty cool stuff from applications. And moving on, there's also parking applications. So if you can't find your car in the parking lot, well, it'll help you find it. Plus, if you've parked at a meter, it'll even remind you so you don't get a ticket. That's all very good tech stuff and very convenient to have. And most importantly, all of that tech is integrated very well. Nice to have that blind spot warning indicator. It's amazing how people just hang out in your blind spots sometimes. Mash the throttle and, well, you got plenty of power. V6 has been upgraded, and it's just a bit more powerful than the last versions. Just 0.1 seconds quicker, but it does feel very peppy, and you definitely have very adequate passing power on the highway, and despite the high ground clearance, it does actually hold a corner very well. Kia also improved the chassis and therefore the handling as well. So it might be a bit rainy and wet out, and there might be some steep curves, but with all-wheel control, you are in control. It's very grippy, this new Sorento, with the improved all-wheel drive. It also has a differential lock. Now when you lock the differential, it lets you know with that symbol on the dash, and then you know you're good for anything. You can get over the rough stuff. Now therein lies my only complaint with the Sorento. If I'm paying for all-wheel drive, I'd also like the option to switch it off and be in front-wheel drive, and that way I get the best MPGs at all times. I just tested the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, and that one had that feature, and I thought it was really good. Nice feature here at night. When you get close, it goes ahead and turns a light on so you can see the door handle better. Very nice. So checking out the night look on the Sorento here, and not crazy about all the red down here, but I like the offset of blue to show you that it's cooling versus heating. And then up here on the infotainment screen, nice neutral look there, but you move up here to the actual gauge cluster, and that looks great. Really pops. Everything's really easy to read, and I just like the way it's laid out. Looks good. More red on the steering wheel here, and then over here there's also a red light. You know, Kia makes very good cars. They're very practical. They really have everything you want, no matter which model of Kia you're talking about. In this Sorento, well, it gives you everything you want. You have the option for 7 passengers, you have the option for front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, you have really nice luxury options, and you have great tech too. Lots of it actually coming standard. So Kia has a very, very competitive car in basically every market they're in, and this Sorento being improved for 2014 is even better. You know, they look to other car manufacturers and they say, hey, how do they do this and how do they do that? And they look around and they say, well, this is the best, let's use that one. So imitation is really the sincerest form of flattery, and at Kia, they are really great impressionists. And that is not an insult, that's really a compliment, because what they've done is they've made a great car. With this Sorento, you know, sure, you can go out and buy a car that will give you much more prestige and carry much more allure when you're driving it around and impress everyone, but really I think Kia is for smart, practical people. You know, Kia just makes a great car, and they do it in a fashion that's all their own, after taking things from every other manufacturer, sure, but still, it comes together as a package that's all their own, and it really is just as good as most of the competition, and really everything you need. Sure, you can spend more money, sure, you can go for more status, but the Kia Sorento here is really just a great SUV. So in summarizing the 2014 Kia Sorento, well, it might not look any different on the outside, but it's definitely an improved SUV, and really, it was already very good to start. So kudos to Kia. I think they've really come together and produced an even better SUV in this Sorento in any way you want it. Front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, luxury, plain, whatever you want. Here it is, and it's ready for you. I think you should check it out. I'm Drivin Ivan Katz.